The alleged beef between Meghan Markle, Duchess of Sussex, and Gwyneth Paltrow, CEO of Goop, is officially squashed by Gwyneth Paltrow herself in an Instagram video. So they were allegedly in a so-called breakfast war. I'm not kidding. This is what women get up to in their free time.
It's like the Breakfast Club, but at war.
Yeah, so Gwyneth Paltrow posted a video of herself in her kitchen making breakfast. Everyone was saying there were pointed, subtle digs at Meghan Markle included in that video because she was, of course, filming in her real kitchen instead of a fake set like Meghan on her Netflix show.
This is very first world problems.
Well, the whole thing, of course, is, it's kind of goes without saying. She was also in her pajamas in the video, not wearing makeup. And a lot of people were praising Gwyneth for being relatable in comparison to Meghan Markle, who is contriving relatability with her brand as ever and her entire persona. But they decided to squash the beef that everyone was making up online and had a little bit of a hangout in Gwyneth's kitchen.
Okay, so
as you can see in this video.
My issue with these types of things... Well,
I genuinely do not understand this at all whatsoever. Do you understand this?
She's just innocently eating pie, as one does.
Like, when you're, like, a famous person to that stature, things have to be pushed around. Meetings have to be moved. Phone calls had to be made. You don't just show up in someone's living room and record a video. I kind of hate the cutesy nature of it because it's so disingenuous from both. I mean, it works for Gwyneth Paltrow because we talk about how her extremely unrealistic lifestyle is unrepentant and she loves it, and that's fine, whereas that's not really the image that's being sold elsewhere, and I kind of hate it. It's like when celebrities are like, I'm best friends with this other celebrity. I'm like, no, you're not. Your managers know each other, and you film videos together sometimes.
I feel like now Gwyneth Paltrow is giving these Regina George vibes, and Meghan Markle is who is the secondhand girl in their group.
You would know better than me.
The one who had her dad owned the toaster strudel.
You'd know better than me. I haven't seen the movie.
Gretchen.
Gretchen, yes.
She's the Gretchen in this scenario. But I think that
neither of them were good in the remake.
Because Meghan Markle's brand, as ever, is underperforming compared to Gwyneth Paltrow's Goop, she is quite desperate for money at the moment. Allegedly going broke and scraping the bottom of the barrel with this latest cash grab. She has started her own page on something called Shop My. It's basically a way where you can aggregate a bunch of affiliate links. And if your followers use your affiliate links to buy these products you're recommending, you earn a commission profit off of them. And on her page, she names herself Meghan, Duchess of Sussex in the very first part of her profile.
I noticed a comma in there, meaning it's not actually her last name.
Yeah, and this is after she was roasting Mindy Kaling for using the name Markle in reference to her. So she is very adamant about maintaining that title from the royal family. And she's essentially monetizing the monarchy. That's what people are accusing her of doing here. She says it's a hand-picked and curated collection of the things I love. I hope you enjoy them. Please note some products may contain commissionable links.
Some or all? That's a real question there.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess you would be legally required to disclose it regardless. But yeah, they're basically saying she's turned into a cheap influencer when she could have been royalty. Yeah. And it's all in the chase of clout and relevance and becoming a Kardashian, which is quite embarrassing.
Well, there was too many rules to royalty.
Right, exactly, including which is something I just learned about, the Sandringham Agreement.
I don't know what that is.
People were saying that Meghan using Duchess of Sussex on her affiliate page in order to sell products is a clear violation of the agreement that took place between her, Harry, and the rest of the royal family when they made their exit. Because there were multiple different ways to do it. Here's the summary I found. So they met in January of 2020 to negotiate the pros and cons, the perks and what they would miss out on by exiting from the royal family. So the Sandringham Agreement outlined the terms for the Duke and Duchess of Sussex's exit from their roles as working members of the British royal family. The couple would no longer represent the Queen in official capacities. They would not use Royal Highness titles, though they would retain the Duke and Duchess titles. They were also required to become financially independent and repay renovation costs of £2.4 million on the cottage that they were living in, the Frogmore Cottage. The agreement was described as a hard Megxit, as their offer of occasional work for the monarchy was refused. So it was almost turning into a, I'm not fired, I quit situation with them. The Sandringham Summit took place in 2020 at Queen Elizabeth's estate. Prince Harry attended without Meghan. She was not welcome. During the summit, he was offered 5 options from maintaining status quo to full departure. He chose something in the middle, option 3. However, this choice was ultimately rejected, leading to a hard exit. Now she is hanging on for dear life to the clout that comes with the title, but she wants to use it to essentially be a mid-tier influencer like Rosanna Pansino.
Wouldn't it have been an easier decision for her to, I don't know, marry like a CEO?
Yeah, or another actor.
Or another actor.
Or a TV producer, a director,
She would have ended up in the same place.
Yeah.
Like, if the idea was that she didn't want to act anymore and she just wanted to be an influencer, she could have done that with any number. Go on the Real Housewives of Whinyville. Ooh, they should do a Real Housewives of Sussex.
That would be funny.
She should be Duchess of Sussy, because she is
Sussy. She's a sussy baka.
Yeah, she could have been a Real Housewife. She could have done any number of things that would have brought her right back to the same place without all of the extra steps. Right?
This reminds me of the discourse going on about Hailey Bieber and Justin Bieber right now. Everyone is saying, look at her master plan she enacted over a course of the decade to plot her way into Justin's life, making him think that it was all organic, but she was really his stalker and she got what she wanted. She finally married the guy. It's almost just as impressive what Meghan Markle did. It was a similar thing with her. She pretended to the public like she has no idea who this guy is. Like, I'm American. I don't care about royalty, whatever. But really, she wouldn't have married another actor. She wouldn't have married some other famous entrepreneur or influencer. She did specifically want Prince Harry, and it's because he's a prince. And I'm sure she had a fixation on that whole idea.
If she had waited a couple of years, she could have married Zelensky and made way more money.
Well, what's more bizarre about the whole thing is that she's insisted this entire time for people to pay attention to her, not Harry. He's not the star of the show. Stop asking me questions about Harry. Ask me about myself. And that was brought up in recent comments from the former Vanity Fair editor-in-chief, Graydon Carter. He talked about putting Meghan Markle on the cover of Vanity Fair back in 2017, just prior to the announcement of her engagement to Prince Harry. So this was while she was still playing Rachel Zane on Suits. And then Vanity Fair approached her about a cover story. And when this idea was brought up, Graydon Carter, the editor, said, why should we do a story on her? I've never heard of this chick. And his colleague told him, well, it's because she's going to marry Prince Harry. That's obviously the hook of the story. But when a Vanity Fair reporter interviewed Meghan, she snapped, saying, "Excuse me, is this going to be all about Prince Harry? Because I thought we were going to be talking about my charities and my philanthropy." Bitch.
I wonder how long into the relationship before she showed that side to him.
It's sort of like Alec Baldwin and Ilaria. He likes it. You know, if anything, that adds to the
He
appeal.
probably does. I remember
He has some mommy issues, clearly.
they said that she made him get rid of all of his weapons. He had to sell all his guns.
Yep.
She totally emasculated him.
Mm-hmm.
What's funny is like that personality works way better on Real Housewives.
Right. Just getting messy and drunk and screaming at each other.
And being rude
getting
to
lip
other
injections
people.
and being shamelessly out of touch and
Who's that
salacious.
lady? Bethany Frankel?
Bethany Frankel is the expert at this.
That's
it's
what
weird
she should have done.
because, you know, Bethany Frankel is literally more well-liked than Meghan Markle. By far, actually. While being far more controversial in an outward sense.
Yeah.
Meghan Markle just continues shooting herself
Can
in the
they go
foot.
back to royalty? Is there like a no takesies backsies in this?
I'm guessing that was actually part of the agreement they made. There's no going back.
That's too bad.
Yeah.
They could have just gone back to royalty.
We have a 20 from Icy All. Yesterday, you guys were discussing, I think you mean discussing, not disgusting, marriage, and I didn't watch the show live, so I couldn't super chat. So today, I want to ask you guys this. The engagement ring, should it be real diamond or lab grown? Should it be mined or lab grown?
This is why I don't boycott anything, because literally once you boycott something, then you have to start talking about the ethical this and the ethical that of everything. I know nothing of blood diamonds or the diamond industry. I know that even if you go to like a chain jeweler here in America, they're all owned by the same larger conglomerate anyways. Jared is owned by the same company that owns all the other diamond companies pretty much here in America. But am I supposed to be like, okay, lab grown diamond, but here's your cell phone with lithium and all this stuff that was mined in a foreign country?
Oh, I don't think they're talking about the ethical question about it. I think that it's more so about what is preferred.
Oh.
For the
I
for
thought
the
this was,
person proposing and for the person getting proposed to.
I mean, is the idea here that if you tell them that it's lab grown, they're going to somehow be like less impressed by it?
I think that is actually one of the major reasons why jewelers will encourage men to purchase the mined real natural diamonds, not the lab grown ones. They do encourage that.
Yeah.
And it's because, of course, they're more expensive, but the reason that they provide for it is, well, it will like show her that you really like what made a huge investment in this because the natural ones are more expensive.
I remember a commercial when I was a kid. It's so funny, the things that's like stick in your head, like a radio commercial. It's like, how else does 3 months salary last a lifetime? I was like, 3 months just for an engagement ring? Holy crap.
Well, my personal opinion is that I don't really have an opinion on that. I'm sure someone who knows about it could tell me reasons for both.
I can tell you this, Meghan Markle won't take a lab-grown diamond.
No, she will not.
Meghan Markle wants to see the blood of the children that were like baked into the actual diamond.
Exactly.
She's like, the coal must be soaked in the blood of children.
It just keeps her warm at night to think about it, you know?
Okay.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.